Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you are all freaking excited for the brand new expansion pack that is going to be coming. And oh my god, I just felt like I needed to make like a family home, and I feel like I'm going to make a lot more. I want to make a little like a toddler nursery place, I guess. I don't know the word for it, like a kindergarten place. And then maybe like an old age home, because like elders and stuff like that. It's gonna be great, guys. I'm gonna do a bingo haul. It's gonna be fun, but like not just like a random bingo haul, you know, like it's gotta be crazy. But I have so many ideas and I have a story to tell you, okay? So for all of you guys that know me, that have been on this channel for a hot minute, girl, you know I live in Canada and it has been snowing like a son of a gun for the past while. And the other day it was crazy. It was on Friday, I think it was, like last Friday, and I was going to my boyfriend's, who lives about like 2 hours away. And so I wake up in the morning and my shift is supposed to be at 9 a.m. and at 11 a.m. It was like 11 to like 6:30 or something like that. I woke up and I looked at my window and literally guys, it looked like Jack Frost, Elsa, and Olaf just decided to have a snow party outside, and it was so crazy. My dad was crazy. He decided, because we have like a acre long backyard, that he likes to make trails through there for like our dog to like enjoy himself and run around and stuff. But his beard, his eyelashes, oh my god, I thought he was Jack Frost. It was crazy. So I see it outside, and my work is about like 40-ish minutes away. So I call my boss and I'm like, hey, let's call him Jake. Okay. So I'm like, hey, Jake, I don't think that I can come in today. Like, it is really bad out right now. Like, we got well over a foot of snow. And he goes and he's like, oh, that's weird. It's beautiful over here. And I was like, well, it's not over here. Like, I can take a picture like to show you that I'm not, you know, just saying to say it, you know. So I sent it to him, and he goes, well, he's like, you can make a decision, and if you feel the need that you need to stay home, then you can stay home. And I told him, I go, well, it looks like it's supposed to like clear up around like 2 p.m. So he goes, okay, well, why don't you call me around like noon or so, and just let me know like what you're doing. And I was like, okay, well, here, I'll come in at 2 because it said that it's supposed to just like clear up. And he was like, okay. He's like, well, I'll keep you posted, but it is beautiful here. The roads are fine, the weather is gorgeous, it looks like a great day out, so I'm sure it's just over there and you don't have to worry about it. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I live in a snow belt area, so it's just like constant snow, like all the time. And so 1 o'clock rolls around, and that is when I have to start like leaving for work. And yes, it is still snowing. The roads are still bad, but I was like, okay, I'll get to work. I'll go slow and steady. I take a lot of the back roads to work because the main roads would take like over an hour to get to where I need to go. So I take the back roads, and it is just like hills and bumps and turns. And oh, guys, I thought I was on a roller coaster. I was so scared. It was just like a game the entire time. Like for 40 minutes, it's like, try and find a lane and just stick to it. Even though you don't know, like you just kind of guess, you know. So that's basically what happens in Canada for the winter. And I was on my way to work, and my dad was like, you be darn careful, Jamie, please. And I was like, yes, I will. I'll text you when I get there. So I was on my way to work, and it is not letting up, you guys. It is just snowing like a son of a gun outside. And I was like, I am going to die going to work. This is great. This is how I going to my part-time job. So anyway, I continue to go, and I am going probably oh my God, I'm probably going 20 kilometers an hour, which is not like fast at all in miles per hour, you guys. It is very, very slow. Like we are going, like, I swear to God, I could probably run faster. Like grandma, she could catch up, you know? So I was driving, and for the most part, like I was doing okay. I was okay. And I sent a video. Obviously, I wasn't like, I was paused, like I was at a light, and I sent a Snapchat to my boss, and I was like, do you see this? Do you see this? And so apparently, while I was driving for my life, literally to go to work, my boss, Jake, he was at work. And I guess there was a lady that came into the store, and he goes, beautiful day outside, eh? And she goes, what? No. And apparently he was like, wait, what? And she was like, yeah, no, it's starting to snow. The roads are starting to get bad. Like, you better be careful. And he goes, are you serious? So Jake out here telling me that it's going to be beautiful and I don't have to worry, not risk my life, is starting to become a little bit less of a lie. And it's not an intentional lie, but definitely he was misinformed from himself. So as I was still driving, I almost like ran into the ditch probably like 3 times. It was bad. Like I felt like Tokyo Andretti, like holy geez, put me in Fast and the Furious. It was crazy and it was fun. It was really fun, but I was really scared. I was really scared, and this is probably the first time that I've like really gone on like to a bad blizzard. I've had my license for a really long time, but it took a really long time for me to get mine because I just couldn't do it. I was too scared. And so I was driving and I was okay. I was just going slow and steady. And then when I hit to where my work is, where my boss said that, oh, it's okay, it was still really bad as soon as I got in. So of course, when I started getting closer to my work, it was just completely snowed in everywhere. And it was so bad. So I decided to like go into work, and I walk through the door and my boss is in the back, and I look at him and I was like, it's nice outside, huh? And he's like, Jamie, I'm so sorry. I thought it was fine. And then I talked to a lady and she was like, no, it's not. And I was like, wait, what? So I sent you a Snapchat and I was like, I'm so sorry. If you want to turn back, like you can. And obviously I couldn't see it. I was driving. So I was there and I was like, you know what? It's fine. I'm going to work. I'm going to get some money. And then I'm going to drive to Alex's, who's my boyfriend. And I'm going to just like spend there until like the time that I have to come back. And so as the day goes on, the store is empty. It is not even, there's nobody coming in. Nobody wants to drive. And so my boss, he's like, Jamie, why don't you leave like an hour early, because the highways are closed and you can't take that, and the back roads will take you forever, and I just want to make sure that you get there okay. Bless his soul, by the way, he's so sweet. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. And he goes, okay, well, just please make sure to call me when you get to Alex's. And I was like, okay, I will. So on like a normal day, you guys, it takes me about 2-ish hours to get to his house without taking the highway. So if I took the highway, it would probably be like an hour and 40-ish minutes. So not like a huge deal. I like taking the back roads because it's nice and scenic and pretty. But I really didn't want to take like the back roads on that day because it was just so bad. So I leave, and just like he said, it was just getting worse and it was bad. And Alex was like, Jamie, like, I understand you want to come, but like, please, I don't know if it's a good idea. And being the stubborn girl I am, I'm just like, no, I'll be fine. I'll be there. I probably won't be there for a really long time, but I'll make it there. I promise. So I get out of work around 5 o'clock, and I usually finish at like 6:30ish, but they were like, no, please just leave at 5 when it's a little bit later. And I go, okay. So I start to leave, and I go down a big long street, and usually this street just can take me down the entire way down to where I need to go. But the bad part is that there are a lot of hills and there was a lot of accidents that happened. So I was stuck in traffic and I left around 5 and I didn't get to Alex's until 10:30 at night. Yeah, and I almost pooped my pants because there was something that happened that absolutely scared the living daylights out of me, and I will never do it again. So as I was driving, like I told you guys that there is a lot of hills on my way to Alex's house, and I was going up like and down hills. I was just driving really slow, making sure that I had a lot of like space between each car, because if someone stops abruptly, like I can at least try and get some time to do it. But it is icy, girl. It is so icy, and I was so scared. But anyway, so I was going up a hill and there were cars behind me. There was a car in front of me and there was a transport truck in front of that car, and we were going up the hill. And we just kind of stopped like halfway up, and I was like, okay, well, maybe it's just traffic, maybe something that happened. And we were sitting there for like 5 to 10 minutes, and I was like, okay, what's going on? And I start to see like the transport truck in front of the car that's in front of me start to like back up. It just like backed up a little bit, and then it stopped, and then it backed up a little bit, and then it stopped. And the car, obviously, like I said, I left a lot of room because if anyone has to move or something like that, they have the room. And so the car in front of me starts to back up a little bit too. And at this moment in time, I felt like a deer in headlights, because I was like, okay, is there something happening? Is the truck not gripping to the ground? Am I gonna get squished by this transport truck? Like, what's going on? So the truck keeps going backwards, and it keeps stopping and going back and stopping and going back. And it got to a point where I couldn't back up anymore, and the person in the bunch of cars behind me couldn't do anything. So luckily, thank God, there was a road over to my right, and the car in front of me noticed what was going on. And they noticed that the transport truck was losing grip to the ground, and it started sliding back. And so the car in front of me, saw it, put on its like blinker, go to the right, went around the transport truck. And I saw it too, and I almost had to like shake myself out of it, because I got like tunnel vision, because I like, you know, when something happens and you just stand there and then someone has to like shake you, or like you gotta snap out of it to move or something. And that's basically what I felt like. I was like, oh my God, like I felt like a deer in headlights. So I realized what was going on, and I just like immediately went around the transport truck. And I was thinking, you know, I wasn't 100% sure what the heck was going on. So I thought that like, you know, there was some traffic or some cars or whatever. But no, it was just the transport truck, and there were no cars in front of it. It literally just couldn't grip the ground, and he was starting to go backwards. And I really hope that trucker is okay, because when I drove around, I just kept going. And as soon as I did it, everyone else did. So I know that the transport truck was slowly going backwards, and it was a steep hill. So I really hope that person is all right. I honestly counted like 11 trucks just stuck like midway up hills. It was insane, you guys, and it was probably the scariest thing ever. And I got to Alex's house, and I guess before I got to Alex's house, my boss called me, and Jake was like, please tell me you're alive and well and in the car and you're gonna be fine. And I was like, hi, yes, don't worry, Jake, I'll be fine, like, thank you. And he's like, do you have someone to talk to you? Do you have someone to call? And I'm like, Ghostbusters. No, I was like, well, Alex is at work, my sister's doing this, my mom's on a trip, so I don't really have anyone really to call unless there's something really bad that happened. But I called Alex after the whole transport truck thing happened, because it shook me up, and he's like, okay, well, please, if something happens, just like call me. And I was like, okay, thank you. But it was really scary, you guys. I got to Alex's all fine, it was all good. But in snow, please make sure to drive safe. And I've been blabbering this entire time, but if you guys like this video, maybe please consider like, commenting, and subscribing. Please let me know if you have been in some crazy driving thing. And yeah, I will see you all later. Bye, guys.